The other prospect that we are on commitment watch for is Jordan Smith. Now, Jordan Smith, we are expecting to announce his decision tonight. His recruitment has come down to a handful of finalists, and it's been the same schools for the vast majority of the season, places like Duke, Syracuse, Arkansas, and Georgetown. Arkansas is the perceived favorite here, Ebas. We're not in the business of spoiling anybody's announcement, but it does sound like John Calipari is the favorite at this point. What would Jordan Smith mean to the Arkansas program?
Yeah, well, John Calipari certainly thinks he's the favorite since he's expected to be in attendance tonight. So, and that's public knowledge out there right now. So I don't think there's a lot to spoil here, but he'd be huge. I think whether it's at Kentucky or Arkansas, if you have John Calipari as your coach, you're used to getting high-level elite guards. But I think Jordan Smith is a little bit different than the usual type of guy that John Calipari has gotten. I think he brings a grit and a mentality, a hard hat mentality to both sides of the floor that you haven't always gotten out of them. And that's no disrespect to any of the guys he's got, because obviously the list of guys who have played for Calipari, from Derrick Rose up to Darius Acuff this year, is, too long to list all of it. But Smith is, he's more of a grimy, in your face on both sides of the floor, really make things happen with his effort and his athleticism. And as well as that's been going on, his skill has been coming along.
If I'm John Calipari and I'm looking into who can possibly replace Darius Acuff, who is not just the front runner for SEC Player of the Year, but whose usage is really high in this Arkansas program. So much of their offense begins with him, whether he's scoring it, whether he's throwing the assist, or frankly, whether it's the hockey assist, the play that ends up allowing them to play in some sort of numerical advantage after that. I think Jordan Smith is the only player in high school basketball capable of stepping into those minutes. But he's a vastly different type of player, to your point. He's not someone who's going to be as ball dominant as Acuff. In fact, I think one of the things that differentiates Smith is the number of ways he can impact the game. He's certainly capable of getting those on-ball reps, and I'm sure that's going to be a big part of what they found appealing about Arkansas if this does come to fruition. But I think who you surround him with is going to be really important. And I look at like DJ Wagner. If he comes back for his senior season, you've got an experienced ball handler to play on and off the ball with Smith. Then you got Malik Thomas, who I think is, fair to say, a fringe first-round guy. What will he do? If he comes back, now you've got a dynamic shot maker and scorer to put along Jordan Smith. So if they can retain those two guys, I think that's a really good recipe for the Arkansas backcourt. But again, I do think Jordan Smith is the only high school basketball player in the country with any chance of stepping into the void left by Darius Acuff's eventual jump to the NBA, although they are very different types of players.